Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 video game series with no bad games. For this list, we'll be going over the franchises in video games that lack any games which are outright bad. A few may have some weaker entries, but none of them are terrible. Also, we won't be counting spin-offs, only games in the main series. What franchise do you think has the best games all around? Let us know in the comments. Let's go. Number 10, Metal Gear.
Metal Gear. It can't be.
You knew? Metal Gear is one of the most secret black projects.
The Metal Gear franchise contains some of the most beloved stealth action games ever made. The series has set the bar for storytelling in video games through its extensive use of cinematics in its more recent titles. While the story itself can veer into the absurd, that's just part of its charm. Metal Gear games also feature great gameplay, gorgeous music, and some truly outlandish characters. From the early 2D titles to the 3D cinematic masterpieces, Metal Gear is just a solid series all the way through. Whether it stays that way after creator Hideo Kojima's departure, well, we all know about Metal Gear Survive, right? Number 9, Grand Theft Auto.
Trevor is a what?
Trevor is a good guy. He's got family. Got kid, ain't he, Floyd?
That's it, right? Yes, Trevor.
GTA may focus on criminals, but the series' track record for quality games is positively saintly. While its humble top-down beginnings are just so-so, once the franchise made the jump to 3D, it quickly became the biggest name in open-world games. The games feature a ton of freedom, while also delivering engaging storylines and some A-list voice acting. The amount of variety within the series is also impressive, from the 80s-themed Vice City to the expansive GTA 5. We don't know when we'll get the next entry in the series, but it's sure to be great.
Say goodnight, Mr. Diaz.
Number 8, Batman Arkham. These games aren't just some of the best superhero games ever made, they're also right up there with some of the best Batman stories out there. The voice acting is stellar and the twists and developments hit hard, even if you can see some coming.
It's been you this whole time. You hired the assassins.
Plus, unlike most Batman stories, you get to decide how to take down his foes, or at least the goons. And sure, Origins is kind of a weak link in the franchise, but that's only by comparison to the others. It's still a decent game. The Batman Arkham franchise truly immerses players in the world of the Dark Knight, and it's one amazing experience.
We will wipe this world clean.
Never. You're wrong, Raish. You've become what you've always fought against. And I will stop you.
Number 7, Uncharted.
Shouldn't we call the authorities or something?
Yeah, that'd be a great idea, but we don't exactly have a permit to be here.
What?
Yeah, so unless you want to end up in a Panamanian jail, we should probably handle this ourselves.
While not the first game series to have great cinematic cutscenes, Uncharted has arguably some of the best. The franchise's compelling adventure stories feel like something Hollywood wishes they could pull off, with great characters, engaging stories and gameplay, as well as jaw-dropping set pieces. Each of the series' 4 main entries is excellent in their own way, even if later games naturally build on those that came before. The Uncharted series is off the charts in terms of quality, and with Naughty Dog's track record, that's unlikely to change in the future.
You good?
Yeah.
Let's get out of here.
Number 6, God of War.
I was trying to make you a great warrior.
You succeeded.
When it comes to action games, players worship a diverse group of them, but God of War ranks near the top of the pantheon. Following Kratos, a human-turned-god, as he battles deities of Greece and later Scandinavia, the God of War games are filled with moments of spectacle and surprisingly emotional storytelling. Most of all, though, the franchise is among the best when it comes to making players feel like a badass. Even the quick-time events are cool. The games have reached new heights recently, and like Kratos himself, we're curious to see just how high they can ascend. Number 5. Mario Kart. A sub-series within the expansive Mario franchise, Mario Kart games see everyone's favorite plumber and his friends, enemies, and relatives engaging in kart racing. Although most games improve in some way on those that preceded them, several Mario Kart games have their own unique gimmicks that set them apart, such as double dashes, 2-driver per kart. Every game in the franchise is a fun racing experience, even if they can all be frustrating at times, particularly if there's a blue Koopa shell involved. While kart racing isn't exactly an innovative or acclaimed genre, Mario Kart games are consistently the best at what they do. Number 4. Yakuza. Easily one of the most underrated series on our list, Yakuza has been gaining traction recently outside of Japan, but there's still plenty of people who are sleeping on its greatness. Perhaps most easily described as a cross between Shenmue and GTA, the Yakuza franchise primarily follows the Yakuza Kazuma Kiryu as he becomes embroiled with the Japanese gangster scene. The series' compelling story and well-drawn characters are only the tip of the iceberg, though. There's also awesome beat-em-up combat and more side missions than you can shake a chicken at. Like, seriously, there is so much to do in these games, and it's all crazy. Number 3. Souls. Whether they're demons or dark, the Souls games are all exceptional. This franchise of action RPGs may be famous for its punishing difficulty, but it has proven to be a mountain that players are eager to climb no matter how many times they get knocked down. While there have been a few quality-of-life changes as the series has gone on, its core gameplay has remained largely unchanged, probably because it works so well. While pitting players against a succession of huge and hugely difficult bosses may not be everyone's cup of tea, for those who enjoy it, praising the Souls series is like praising the sun. It's just what you do. Number 2. The Legend of Zelda. The Legend of Zelda franchise is legendary in more than name. It's also renowned for its high standards of quality. Even its weakest entries are still good games. From its humble beginnings on the NES to the breathtaking open world of Breath of the Wild, The Legend of Zelda has been providing exceptional games for decades. Most may follow similar structures, but each has its own unique spin on the successful formula to keep it distinct. The Legend of Zelda always delivers fun puzzle/adventure gameplay, creative worlds, memorable characters, and unforgettable music. If not for our next entry, it easily could be number 1. And before we get to our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. With no weak games in the chain, Doom, a pioneer of the FPS genre and still going strong and brutal. BioShock. Would you kindly point out a weak link in this series? Because we can't find one. Portal. Sure, there are like 2 games in this series, but they're both great.
You chose this path. Now I have a surprise for you. Deploying surprise in 5, 4... Time out for a second. That wasn't supposed to happen.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure to go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Super Mario. The core Super Mario titles are the gold standard of video games for a reason. They don't miss. Super Mario set the standard for both 2D and 3D platformers, as well as raising those standards with practically every new release. The series has some of the most iconic gameplay, characters, music, and all-around presentation in all of video games. While the mustachioed man has put out a few games that weren't up to his high standards, they're still quality titles by any other measure. Let's put it this way. If you could only play one game for the rest of your life, and the choices were any random non-Mario game and a random Super Mario game, you should probably bet on Mario. Just saying.
In the mood for more awesome gaming content? Be sure to check out this video here on Mojo Plays. And don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.